We have some interesting Kickstarters this week. The first one that I will inform you of. Oh, something just fell somewhere. The first one that I will inform you of is Heir to the Pharaoh. And this comes from designer Alf Siegert, who has done some pretty cool stuff, including the game called Muse, which was a Kickstarter that I backed a while ago that we enjoyed.
We played that and really liked that one a lot.
And this is a 2-player game. The idea is one player is the Egyptian cats and one player is the dogs.
Oh, are we playing cats and dogs Egyptian themed?
A little bit. And you're vying for power, for control of Egypt, essentially. And there's different ways you can do it. You gain favor from the gods. And you're
do you actually have your own cat and dog gods?
Well, I think you are specifically Anubis, and I think Bast is the name of the cat.
Yes, because I know Bast appears in the Cthulhu verse.
Oh yeah, and and then there's also there's a bidding system, kind of like Cyclades, where the gods let you do certain things, and they're taking control of monuments on the board and other resources and things like that. I did think it's interesting. Does every Egyptian game seem to have a bidding component? Why is that such a...
Well, most Greek ones have
that too. There's something about with mythical gods that people...
Well, I think one of the things is with ancient cultures, like most of them, the main, I would almost call like the Mediterranean style ancient, Greek, Egyptian, they really sort of attract the Eurogaming crowd, I think, is a big thing.
That's true.
Because the thing is, you think that, but usually when we do see Egypt in Amero games and stuff, it's not just here's Egypt, it's Egypt, but there's a dark, deep secret.
Right.
So you don't think Egypt, you think Cthulhu. So that's the thing, because the Americans I like it, but let's spice it up.
Well, there is,
and then of course, then you get Gods of Egypt or something like that.
There is Favor of the Pharaoh, which is dice rolling, doesn't have anything like that. So yeah, I guess there's some things.
And there's the deck building one from AEG. I forget what it's called.
The Valley of the Kings?
Yes, Valley of the Kings.
Oh yeah.
But in general, I think that sort of
just
appeals to the Eurogame style and.
Anyway, that's the game. This game looks cool. I think the art looks pretty neat, and the guy's got a good track record, so you can check that out. I think it's I have the prices too.
Yes.
Because just so you want to know, it's $39. Sure, it's worth it, and they have other goals for the other games as well. Right. So it's cool. Next up.
Yes, this one is actually an RPG. Apparently, the Cipher system is a system used by 2 already published RPGs. The World, something in Numenera, I'm totally blanking on it, and Strange. Okay. So what this book is called The World of Cipher System. It's actually a book designed pretty much, it's like, if you like the Cipher system, here's a great book to know how to build characters in it for different worlds. So it's more like a build your own world using the Cipher system kit.
Huh, okay.
So it's not like strictly, imagine instead of it's a really big DM Dungeons & Dragons player guide that tells you how to make a Dungeons & Dragons world using the system, the dice rolls, whether you want to make it a superhero, an ancient, spaceship, giving GM a lot of tools to really craft the world they want.
That's cool. So it's like if you want to create your own RPG, but you don't want to create your whole system from scratch, this kind of gives you those tools.
And what's also cool is, if you don't like that, they actually have a bunch of books you can also buy with it for different scenarios. They have one that's ancient gods are trying to come back and rebuild their power and stuff. They have one superheroes that are in a horror theme and stuff. Oh. One when you go back to the Cretaceous period and have to train dinosaurs and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have a lot. It's a really cool, and the idea so you can get books or strategies they've already made. They actually got, by the way, for each of those books I mentioned, they actually got famous writers to help write the books and stuff, old Dungeons & Dragons writers and stuff.
Oh, okay, cool.
So I think that's really cool. There's really showing a lot of work in it, and then of course, like I said, the main product is really great for if you're Jimmy. If you played a game that uses the Cipher system, you're I like this system, but I want to do a world like this, and they're all right, here's a book for that.
Yeah, I'm game.
Yeah.
I'm for it. Just the cover looks pretty awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, like you said, dinosaurs and monsters. That's pretty cool. Maybe. Yeah. I know Numenera is a big one. I've heard that name a lot. So maybe we should, because I do know any of the specifics, in terms of what separates this from something like Dungeons & Dragons.
I don't know off the top of my head. I forgot.
I'm sure they have their own weird ways dice rolls are counted or whatever. So. Yeah, I'd be curious to try one of those. That one goes for $45. Gets you the book.
Right, but like I said there's 3 other books, and I
there's
know
the
they added
PDF
more, so
also.
whatever fits your style.
Yeah. So that's World of the Cipher system. Next, we're going back to board games. This one is very, very relevant, very timely, called Statecraft. It's a political-themed card game, and I feel like I've seen a bunch of these around Kickstarter, but
No, usually poorly.
yeah, they never quite kind of hit the mark. Or something seems weird about them, or they don't get funded, or. But it seems like a popular subject, and this one is basically this one is fictional. So there's not Democrats or Republicans. It's a fictional place, and you're like your own new party. And at the start of the game,
We are the Rofocritians.
Yeah, whatever you like. We pledge to, I don't know, we'll talk about that later. But spoilers, we're running for office. Yeah, you're trying to get supporters, you're trying to recruit politicians and things like that by playing certain cards. But what's I think really cool about this, besides I just like the art style, I think it just looks really nice. But there's events and scenarios that can change a lot from game to game.
Which makes sense considering usual political climates.
Yeah, and so it could be like there's a scandal, or it could be there's a natural disaster that occurred, and even the wind conditions change. They have a ton of different scenarios and starting setups and stuff. So that part really appealed to me. Just the very
Now, when reading this, I want you to tell everyone the tie rules.
Oh right, yeah. That's the other thing. There's you can get the print and play for free, which is awesome. And we also didn't mention for the Pharaoh game, you can play that in Tabletopia too. So we love when they let you try it out in advance. But yes, the rules for breaking a tie is to first they said watch some House of Cards and play again. But if you get 2 ties in a row, you have to just run for office.
Yep. First one to make it to the Oval Office wins.
So I like it. I think that's a good way to go.
I would love to see years from now, like, why are you running? Well, I got 2 ties in State of.
More games should do that. It's like if you tie in Ticket to Ride, you must go out and build railroads.
First one to cross the United States in a train car wins.
Only valid way to decide the event. And that's.
No, you must play your next game on a train, and the winner of that one.
Okay. Whatever is more feasible to you at that time. Statecraft goes for $28. Check it out if you think it sounds cool. Finally, there is Pickpockets. This comes from Button Shy Games, and this is another in their series of wallet games, of which I have a couple.
Right, and this one's going fast. I believe there's by showing this, probably only about 5 or 4 days left.
Yes, when you're watching this, there may be.
If you're watching this as soon as we put it up.
The number is less than a week, if it hasn't been funded already. But what is cool about these guys, they do a lot of these. These come out pretty frequently, I feel, and they almost always have tiers for their previous games as well. And I think you can buy them on their site. So if you missed this Kickstarter, stay tuned if it sounds cool. Anyway, the game Pickpockets, it's literally a wallet.
Okay.
And there's money in it. Fake money, obviously. And you pass it around, and on your turn, you get to take money from the wallet. And some of the bills are marked. And whoever has the most money wins, but if on your turn you can claim to be the undercover cop, and if you do, then if anyone has more than 2 marked bills, they lose. So it's kind of a press your luck game where you want to take the most money, but you want to be careful. But if you get $100 before anyone claims to be the cop, you win, you get out. So you see how far you can go, or see if you think someone else is trying to cheat, et cetera, et cetera. So
interesting.
It's a simple kind of bluffing press your luck game, and these guys have done some cool stuff before. These games are very creative with a very small size thing, and it's only $8 to back it. Plus, they have all their other games.
I thought you were gonna say at first, you have the wallet, and while you're going through a game night, you see who has it at the end of the game.
It's not as meta as their game pretense. That's what I thought when I first read it. I thought you were do you have to steal cards out of people's pockets? that would be a disaster.
Yeah, that could be really awkward. You just start to see someone reach behind you.
It's funny, I was just thinking about they'd sit on the card and ruin it. But yes, there also could be potential sexual harassment lawsuits. So that's not a good idea. But Pickpockets, that's a good idea. So look for that. And all these Kickstarters. And the only other one that we should mention is PackO Games.
Which we actually did a video for 3 of their games.
4.
Oh, 4, right. I miscount.
So we're not going to talk about it here, but we did a whole preview video. You can find it on their page. We'll put a link to it. Definitely check that one out as well.